Rumpelstiltskin.
In a faraway land, there was a beautiful wood by which ran a stream, and close to the stream was a mill. The owner of the mill lived nearby with his beautiful and clever daughter.
Oh, daughter, I am so tired of leading a poor man's life. I wish we could also be rich and have every comfort in the world.
Just then, the king of the country came passing by on a hunting trip.
The king has come to our woods. I can't believe it. I have to try and meet him. Yes, this is a fine opportunity for me to impress the king.
The miller made his way to where the king was. Bowing before the king, the miller said,
Your Majesty, I am indeed honored to meet you. Won't you please come this way? I would like you to meet my beautiful and talented daughter.
Really? What special talent does your daughter have that I would want to meet her?
Oh yes, Your Majesty, my daughter can spin gold from straw.
Now the king was a very wealthy man, but he was also greedy, and the thought of making gold from straw obviously tempted him.
Really? This I have to see. Bring your daughter to the palace this evening.
The miller went home to tell his daughter that the king wanted them to present themselves to the palace that evening, and both of them soon left for the palace. Arriving at the palace, the miller and his daughter were quickly ushered in to meet the king. The king was pleased to meet the miller and his daughter and said,
Your daughter is indeed beautiful, and now we will see how she spins straw into gold.
So saying, the king led the daughter to a room in the palace where there was a spinning wheel and a large pile of straw.
Now set to work and show us your talent. All this straw must be spun into gold by morning, if you love your life.
The daughter tried to plead with the king that it was just an empty boast that her father had made, but all in vain, as the king did not listen and locked the room and went away.
Oh, woe my fate! What has my father done? How am I going to do this impossible task?
Just then, a funny-looking old man hobbled into the room.
Now, pretty lass, why do you weep so?
Oh, sir, I must spin all this straw into gold by morning, or the king will kill me. I just don't know what to do.
If I spin this straw into gold, what will you give me?
Can you really help me, sir? Oh, I will be so grateful. Let me see. Here, I will give you my necklace.
Okay, lassie. Now stop crying and go sit down and let me work.
The funny old man sat himself at the spinning wheel.
Whir, spinning wheel. Do as you are told. All the straw in this room spin into fine gold.
What an amazing sight it was! As the miller's daughter watched in surprise, the pile of straw was soon turned into gold. The old man got up and turned to leave.
Oh, I don't know how to thank you, sir. I don't know what I would have done without your help. Here is my necklace.
At daybreak, the king came into the room, and lo and behold, the sight that met his eyes made them glitter and shine.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. Now I know you are truly talented.
However, the king's greed became even more, and he planned to have the miller's daughter spend even more gold the next day.
Tonight, my dear, you will again spin all the straw in the room to gold before sunrise. I am sure you can do it once more.
The miller's daughter again sat down in dismay, not knowing what to do, when the same old funny man appeared again.
Aha! So you have to spin more gold tonight, I see.
Oh, sir, please help me again.
And what will I get in return?
Sir, I only have this ring left. I will gladly give it to you if you help me.
All right, I shall help you again in return for the ring.
And so the old man sat down again at the spinning wheel.
Whir, spinning wheel, do as you are told. All the straw in this room spin into fine gold.
Once again, all the straw turned into gold, and the old man picked up the ring and left. The next morning, when the king entered the room and saw the gold, he thought to himself,
She may be just a miller's daughter, but she is beautiful and can give me all the gold that I desire.
The king walked up to the miller's daughter, held her hands, and told her,
My dear, I am very impressed with your beauty and talent. Tonight you will be given even more straw to spin. And if you can turn it into gold again, you shall be my queen.
So once again, that night, the miller's daughter was locked in a room filled with straw. Soon the old man came visiting again.
Another room full of straw to spin. So what are you going to give me today to spin this into gold?
Oh, sir, I have nothing more to give you, but the king has said that if I spin all this straw into gold tonight, he will make me his queen. Then I can give you all that you desire.
The old man kept thinking for some time, and finally told the miller's daughter,
I have no desire for any wealth, but you must promise me that you will give me your firstborn child.
The miller's daughter looked at the old man in amazement, but she was so desperate and didn't know what else to do. So she made the promise to the old man. He again sat at the spinning wheel.
Whir, spinning wheel, do as you are told. All the straw in this room spin into fine gold.
Next morning, the king entered the room, and his eyes shone when he saw all the gold.
My dear, as I said, I will now marry you and make you my queen. Let there be rejoicing in the kingdom to welcome the new queen.
The king and queen lived happily for many years and were blessed with a baby boy. However, by now, the queen had forgotten her promise to the funny old man who had helped her, until he came to visit her one day when she was playing with her precious child.
I hope you remember me and the promise you made to me, O queen.
The queen was shocked and dismayed on seeing the old man, and could not even think of parting with her bundle of joy, and cried and begged before the old man.
Oh, sir, please do not be so cruel. Do not take away my baby from me. I will give you anything you want. Gold, precious stones, land.
I have no use for these things.
I beg you, sir, please take pity on me. My baby is so small.
The queen's tears finally moved the old man, and he said to her,
Oh, well, I give you 3 days, and if in these 3 days you guess my name, you can keep your baby.
The fear of losing her child kept the queen awake all night, and she wrote down all the strange names that she had ever heard of. The next day, the old man came and asked her his name.
Is your name Benjamin? Timothy? Jeremy?
The queen said all the names that she could think of, but the old man said that was not his name.
You have tried, but what my name is, a guess you could not make. You have 2 days more, then your baby I will take.
So saying, the old man went away.
I have to somehow guess what the old man's name is. I cannot even think of giving my baby away. Oh, what shall I do?
The next day, The queen dispatched messengers across the kingdom to find out all the possible strange names. However, when the old man came, though she repeated all the names the messengers had given her, she could not guess the old man's name. She was now extremely worried and desperate. She once again sent the messengers and told them to visit the most remote corners of the kingdom to find any strange names they could. The messengers came back with no new names, but one messenger told the queen that he wished to have a word with her.
Your Majesty, I could not find any new names, but I saw a strange sight today. As I was climbing down a hill, I entered a forest, and amongst the tall trees was a small cottage. There was a fire burning outside and a strange figure dancing around it and singing. Today I brew, tomorrow I bake, and after that, the child I'll take. Never can the queen guess that Rumpelstiltskin is my name.
The queen was overjoyed and rewarded the messenger with gold and precious jewels.
Now I'll see how he will take my baby, the funny old man.
The next day, all the courtiers gathered around the queen where she sat on her throne, and the nurse stood beside her with the baby in her arms when the old man arrived.
Oh, sir, I have been thinking and thinking of what your name could be. Is it Tom? Is it Jemmy?
The queen kept on saying names, and each time the old man kept shaking his head, his smile growing wider and wider.
I can't think of any more names. Wait a minute. Could your name be Rumpelstiltskin?
The old man was outraged on hearing this.
You could not have guessed my name. Some witch has told you. Some witch has told you.
So angry was he that he stamped his right foot with so much force that it sank into the floor. He forcefully pulled it out with both hands and made his way out amidst the jeering of all the courtiers. The queen was finally relieved and lived happily ever after with the king and her baby.
Rapunzel. There was once a couple who longed for a child, and finally they were expecting a baby.
We're going to have a baby, dear. Now why are you looking so sad?
I'm not sad. I just want to have some of that lovely lettuce growing in that garden.
Oh no. Don't you know that that garden belongs to the evil witch?
I know. But I just can't get my mind off the lettuce. I'm yearning to have it. Oh, please, won't you get me some?
The husband could not bear to see his wife like this, so decided to risk getting some lettuce for her. That night, he climbed over the wall of the garden next door, quickly plucked some lettuce, and ran back to give it to his wife. The next day, he saw his wife again standing looking out of the window.
Now what's troubling you, my dear? Didn't you enjoy the lettuce?
I really enjoyed the lettuce, darling, but now I just have to have some more.
My dear wife, you know how dangerous it can be if the witch finds out. Ask me for anything else and I will get it for you.
But the wife could not stop yearning for the lettuce, and finally her husband agreed to once again get some for her. Once again, the man climbed into the witch's garden next door, but just as he was going to pluck the lettuce, a booming voice stopped him.
How dare you steal the lettuce from my garden, you thief!
Oh, madam, I'm so sorry. I'm not a thief, but my wife is expecting a baby and was dying to have some of your lovely lettuce.
That is no excuse for stealing.
I know, and I am really very sorry. But I beg you, please show some mercy. It's only because of my wife's condition that I came to get the lettuce.
Well, I will let you have the lettuce, and as much as you want, but you have to promise me something.
Anything you say, madam.
When your wife has the baby, you have to give it to me.
What?
You heard me, and if you do not agree, you will pay for it.
The husband was so scared that he agreed to the witch's demand. When the baby was born, the young man and his wife were very happy. However, soon the witch arrived to take away the little baby.
Oh, please have pity. We have waited so long for a child. Don't take away our little daughter.
Your husband has made a promise, and you have to keep it. Hand over the baby. She is mine now.
The witch picked up the baby and left the couple heartbroken. She named the little girl Rapunzel. As time passed, Rapunzel grew up into a very beautiful girl with long golden hair, and the witch was now worried.
Rapunzel is growing up into a lovely young lady. I should not let anyone see her, as someone might take her away, or she might run away with someone. I have to find a place where no one can get to her. I will not let her get away from me.
The witch took Rapunzel deep into the woods, locked her up in a tall tower, and closed the entrance.
Oh, Mother, why are you locking me here? What will I do here all alone?
Don't you worry your head about that. I will visit you every day and bring you all that you need.
But Mother, you have closed the entrance to the tower, so how will you come up?
When I come, I will say, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, my dear, let down your hair. Your mother is here.
So when the witch called out, Rapunzel would let down her long golden hair, and the witch would climb up to the tower. Time passed by, and Rapunzel turned into a beautiful young lady of 16. She would pass her time singing in her beautiful voice. One day, the prince of the land was out hunting. When he happened to pass near the tower where Rapunzel was locked and heard her singing.
What a beautiful voice! I wonder who is singing in these deep woods.
The prince kept wandering till he came to the tower where Rapunzel was locked, but he could not find any way to get into the tower. He suddenly heard someone coming and quickly hid behind some bushes. Soon, he saw the witch approaching the tower. She looked up and called out,
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, my dear, let down your hair. Your mother is here.
The prince watched with amazed eyes as the golden hair came down and the witch climbed up.
Aha! So that is how one can get up the tower.
The prince waited till the witch came down. After the witch had gone, he waited to make sure there was no one else around, and changing his voice, called out,
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, my dear, let down your hair. Your mother is here.
Mother just left a while ago. Why is she back so soon? I better not disobey her, or she will get angry.
Immediately, Rapunzel let down a long shaft of golden hair. The prince quickly climbed up, and when he saw the beautiful Rapunzel, he immediately fell in love with her.
Who are you? Please go away. My mother will be very angry if she sees you here.
Do not be afraid, pretty lady. Your enchanting voice drew me here, and I could not resist finding out who was singing in such a beautiful voice.
Though at first Rapunzel was scared when she saw a stranger climb up, she too soon fell in love with the handsome prince.
Tell me, my dear, why has your mother locked you up here in the middle of the woods?
My mother doesn't want anyone to see me and take me away from her. I'm so glad you found me.
Time went on, and the prince came to visit Rapunzel more and more often, and they both started loving each other more and more. The prince now wanted to marry Rapunzel, but he couldn't think of a way to get her out of the tower.
My dear Rapunzel, I cannot wait to make you my bride. When your mother comes, shall I ask for your hand?
Oh, no, you must never do that. If my mother comes to know you visit me, she will do something terrible. Please, promise me you will never let my mother know.
All right. I won't let your mother know. And don't worry, I will find a way of getting you out of here.
But one day, Rapunzel made a big mistake when the witch came to visit her.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, my dear, let down your hair. Your mother is here.
The prince climbs up in a jiffy, but you take so long and you are so heavy also.
What prince?
No, I meant...
You horrible girl! What have you been up to behind my back? I wanted to protect you from the world, but you have backstabbed me. I will make you pay for it. I will banish you to the desert.
No, mother,
But the witch was very angry, and in a fit of fury she cut off Rapunzel's beautiful hair and sent her off. She then waited for the prince, who soon made his way to the tower.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, it's me, your prince. Let down your hair.
The witch let down Rapunzel's long hair, and the prince quickly climbed up.
My darling, I am here.
So you are the one who wants to steal Rapunzel from me. Just you wait and see what I do to you.
When the prince saw the witch, he got so scared that he lost his grip, and down, down, down he fell. He fell on some bushes, so his life was saved, but some thorns from the bushes pricked his eyes so badly that he could not see. The dejected prince didn't know what to do, where to find his beloved Rapunzel. He just followed his horse wherever it led him. He survived by eating some fruit and berries growing on the trees.
Oh, my darling Rapunzel, where are you? I will not stop searching till I find you, my love. I cannot live without you.
For a long time, the prince kept wandering. He went over hills and valleys and over plains, till he finally reached the desert where Rapunzel had been sent by the wicked witch. He was so tired that he sat down to rest for some time and dozed off. After some time, he was suddenly awakened by someone singing beautifully.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel. Oh, this beautiful voice can belong to no other than my Rapunzel. I can recognize her voice anywhere.
The blind prince started staggering across the desert in the direction of the voice. He was so weak that he couldn't even shout out his beloved's name. But even from a distance away, Rapunzel recognized the figure of the prince making his way towards her. She couldn't believe her eyes. She dashed over to her prince, who collapsed in her arms.
My sweetheart, I knew you would finally find me. Oh, I am so happy. I am so happy.
Tears of joy were streaming down Rapunzel's cheeks, and suddenly a miracle happened. As her tears fell on the prince's eyes, they opened and he could see again.
My love, my dear love, I have been looking for you everywhere, and have now found you. My sweet Rapunzel, your days of misery are over. Your mother will never be able to get you now.
I cannot believe we are finally together again. Is this a dream?
No, sweetheart. This is no dream. You are really with me, and I shall love and protect you always.
So saying, the prince picked up Rapunzel and put her on his horse, and they both made their way to his kingdom. The king and queen were overjoyed on seeing their beloved son again, and happily accepted Rapunzel as their son's bride. There was feasting and dancing and merrymaking for many days as the prince wed his bride, and they together led a happy life and ruled wisely over their kingdom.